She is our girl editor, video post-production, peripheral product, writing and drawing, multi-screen editing, these are her daily works. Therefore, she needs an iPad. Here comes the other colleagues, and they are intending to give her some advices.
这些家伙，只要不花他们的钱，出谋划策那是一个比一个精。经过他们的反复推敲，
你买一个 iPad Air 5 M1 芯片，性能自然不用愁。
对，虽然它没有高刷，但是你写写画画，那块屏幕素质也算不差。
再加上那个 C 口 USB 3.1的速度啊，储存空间不够，再接个硬盘，又省一笔钱。
Air 5确实符合我的需求，而且它适配的2代 Apple Pencil， 办公室里面好多人都有，白嫖一波美滋滋啊！
行，这可以用，
就它了。
拱完火要负责，咱就说这个经济上有没有点喏，这就是解决拱火最好的办法。买东西还得靠自己呀。
Here comes our editor boy, holding an iPad he freshly bought, and surprisingly asks her if she wants to use it.
爱用不用？
哎，用，小啦！我说我格局小啊。哎，南浩姐，你这 iPad 颜色有点跟别人不一样啊，黄的有点奇怪。
新配色才买的。
才买的，没看出来呀？你看这里都掉漆了。
What a huge disappointment of the poor quality control.
这啥品控啊？不过你用 iPad 用啥呀？屏幕嘛，专注就能忘记这些问题。
你这适应能力，库克都得给你鼓掌啊。不过你这个屏幕怎么有种穿越的感觉？
是不是质感很好啊？很有代入感。
很有年代感。你这个有点早期 iPad 的感觉，放在当年是不错，放在2022年。
That's even not fully laminated display.
你看得太仔细了，一般人不会注意到的。
刚才是谁让我专注看屏幕的？
Clearly, he forgot what he said about focus on the screen.
错了，还得用呢。
Then she connected her hard drive to it to copy files.
不对呀，你这速度，这是 USB 2.0的速度啊！
你看哈，相对论里对时间的描述是受物体速度的影响，只要物体速度啊，它这个不同。
别。
Well, I have to say that boy editor is such a sophist.
那是物理。
USB 2.0就2.0嘛，别他妈找借口。
She's clearly tired of his excuses.
好完了，卢卡，把你的 Apple Pencil 借我画个图啊！
哎，别！
咋了？
That movement worries him very much indeed.
这怎么用不了啊？我就说咋这么奇怪呢？这不是 iPad Air 5啊！
对呀，不是啊，这是 iPad 10，我没说它是 Air 5啊。我说我买了个新 iPad， 问你用不用，你说用，就给你用了。
是它跟 Air 5长得很像啊。
他哪来说我像曹伟呢？能一样吗？
The iPad has already come to the 10th generations now. It doesn't even have a release conference. It just quietly appeared in the Apple Store. The appearance is totally different from previous ones. It's now equipped with all screen like iPad Air 5, the same sideways touch ID button, the same vast black edge, the same single rear camera, but it doesn't have a fully laminated screen or anti-reflection. It has a Type-C port, but still running USB 2.0 speed, and it is only support 1st generation Apple Pencil. Imagine you come to a store for iPad and Apple Pencil. Your iPad is only compatible with the 1st generation Apple Pencil, and it's selling with an adapter with it. You question the salesman why it doesn't support the 2nd generation, since the new iPad has also changed the mode. And then you will get an answer like this: they are doing so because that people who have 1st generation can continue use it. But what if you make iPad 10 support 2nd generation, then who already have 1st generation Apple Pencil can still use it. If they don't have any, buy the 2nd generation. And if they do, buy an adapter. But that would put Tim Cook in trouble, the stock of a 1st generation Apple Pencil. Now the pencil can be plunged into an AirPods, a Magic Mouse, or an iPhone, things that have no relate to it. But it just can't be plunged into its companion, the iPad 10. The first generation costs $99. It's $30 cheaper than the second generation. It is comfortable to write and draw with it, but it doesn't have magnetic connection, wireless charging, or touch operation feature. Besides, the round shape could be easily broken. The key is, people in the office only have second generation, so I can't borrow. In this case, this iPad is not cheap at all. 64GB version costs $449, 256GB version costs $599. The iPad Air 5 seems more like a budget. However, if we found out that, no wonder Tim Cook did it too. In order to make iPad 10 can be sold as entry-level iPad, Apple has raised the price of the other iPads. As soon as the official website raised the price, the third-party retailers and the second-hand sellers did it too. If you're not an electronics enthusiast and doesn't follow up the latest news, it still seems to be the cheapest all-screen iPad. And it even can compete with the iPad mini 6 as it is so much bigger than that. But in fact, iPad mini 6 is a lovely little guy, says our Go editor.
哥们儿，我这可是用的全贴合带有抗反射涂层，而且是 P3 广色域的屏幕，用的是 A15 处理器，搭配的是2代笔。他那个 iPad 10，用的还是 A14。
A board editor wondering if both iPad Pro and iPad mini is better, does his iPad better than theirs in somehow?
对了，下单。
Stick this on the back, it becomes a stand. Stick the keyboard in the front, then the iPad becomes...
Service!
Look at the kit. It is clearly a magic keyboard. Look at the function keys. Does Pro users have them? Look at the 3-dot connector. Does Mini users have them? These are exclusive for iPad 10, and its typing feeling is very similar to the new MacBook keyboard. It has some keyword and responds well, but when you're done your works and press enter, you'll find out the enter button is quite small. That's right, the left side of this keyboard is very close to a full-sized. But in order to keep the keyboard not oversized, keys on the right side are made smaller, just like being edited in Photoshop. It feels a little annoying. If you use the keyboard in the dark, it doesn't even have a backlight.
那你把它拿到亮的地方用呀。
哎呀，也不能太亮，太亮了看不清屏幕啊。
For sure, a 500 nit, not fully laminated, non-anti-reflection. It is only suitable for regular lighting conditions. If you fold the keyboard up, you'll find they are really thick. It is nearly 2 times thicker than a naked iPad. The weight raises as well. It weighed more than 1 kilo, makes them like a block of brick. And the keyboard slowly falls off. It can't be stick to the screen. If you hold it in your hand, it will scratch the screen. Indeed, it really feels like the Oppo Pad we viewed before. However, that keyboard costs only roughly $58, but this is from Apple, which costs $249. $30 saved from the Apple Pencil is all gone. And it doesn't have a backlight, neither does it have charging port. There is no place to hide for the Pencil, and it only have white version. Within a few days, the edge starts to become gray.
梁姐，这个还是你自己用吧，太贵重了，怕给你弄坏了。
With A14 chip, but neither Pro nor Max, it can't use Stage Manager. But without the feature, does not affect its function as a regular iPad. Writing scripts, dealing with paperwork, whether on the desk or on the lap. The 249 keyboard stand can ensure me to do my work. The operation of the trackpad is similar to a Mac. It's not a big deal to learn how to use it. But when you want to drag the playhead, a Mac, just move the cursor. The process bar can pop up. When it comes to the iPad, you need to click on it, which completely reproduces the touchscreen operation. It feels kind of odd when doing it with trackpad. Speaking of multitasking, it still relies on the 3 dots. Watching videos while chatting, collecting materials with writing, there is no issue with it. When doing heavy works, its job is to assist. Using screen mirroring feature, it can become a monitor when editing photos or videos. The display is quite smooth, although the screen is not quite big compared with the regular ones. So it could be fully used as a monitor. However, it is more comfortable on browsing things, not creating things when using an iPad. When it comes to entertainment, the keyboard will leave and the stand stay. Lying on the couch, the sound comes out from the classical 4-speaker hole drawer speaker. It is good for listening and watching.
Think about me one more time before you go. Someday you'll know. Someday you'll know. You know what I'm going to say. I've been feeling this way for far too long.
But not only this one is good on these, as well as the previous iPads. Even Android Pad at $300 price range are good too. If you don't mind the volume and the weight, it can still run most of the games without issue. Few games with a high quality setting could be a little stressful. This is the only new iPad which doesn't excess the performance. As for the future, more functions in an iPad OS that requires better hardware are probably not going to appear on an iPad 10. If you want to use it for a long time, well, that will be hard. Goodbye. The release of iPad 10 is actually a regular update for the entry-level iPad. From Touch ID to full screen, from A13 to A14, from Lightning to USB-C. If it replaces iPad 9 and it just becomes a little more expensive than iPad 9, users won't feel that bad. But the truth is, iPad 9 is still on stock. iPad 10's $449 starting price is $120 more expensive than $329 starting price of an iPad 9. Whereas the same screen with no anti-reflection, the same USB 2.0 port, the same first-generation Apple Pencil compatibility, does it become more convenient for $120? Not at all. An adapter is needed to pair with the Apple Pencil. The exclusive keyboard is $249. These who are familiar with the iPad would not go for it. These who need higher performance would buy Pro or Air, and these factors make buying an iPad 10 a not wise idea. To make it less stupid, Apple raised the price of the other iPads. This action makes customer feel very uncomfortable. With much more expenses, but no extra wear it can do. The paint comes off, keyboard easily get dirty, and it can't close properly. We don't recommend iPad 10 for now. There is a chance that iPad 10 could become popular with a lower price in the future, just like 10R. If the price comes to $300 around, it will definitely be a killer, but now it is not. iPad 10 and Smart Keyboard Folio Kit, TestV gives 5.75 as the subjective overall score.
TestV 帮你 try before you buy。